We're starting today. First off, how was the week? Good?
Good.
Okay.
I made money.
You made money playing soccer, or reffing soccer,
Yeah, I
right?
guess I won.
Okay, I hear right from your grandpa that you got your game canceled? Or there were some games canceled for a soccer tournament this weekend?
No, well, we played for the second half for like 23 minutes, and then it got canceled because of the storm.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, the storm has like a 3 o'clock.
Well, so some soccer getting going, so that's good.
I lost my soccer game.
You lost yours?
Yeah.
How much? 3 to 7?
5 to 7.
5 to 7.
I was goalie the whole time. Like there was this guy who's one of my friends, his name Derek, he had like a leg, like he curved it into the ball, like I had it and then it went through my hands. So
Yeah, well, next time, right? Hopefully, who knows, right? Learn from it. But good. Had some fun playing soccer even in the heat this weekend. But now we're going to turn our attention to favorite foods. I want to learn about you guys. I want you to learn a little bit about me. So we're going to first question today in the introduction. What is your favorite food? Favorite food. And I'm not thinking of, like, oh, I like beef. I don't want that. I want a meal. What's your favorite meal? What's your favorite food? For me personally, alright, Vickers. For Vickers, my favorite meal, can't go wrong with a good cheeseburger.
that's what my brother would say.
Mine is a cheeseburger, alright? I could eat cheeseburgers every day if I could,
That's
alright? Would not get tired about cheeseburgers.
literally harder.
Well, you'll have to tell Carter. But I want to know your guys' favorite food. Alright, so what's your favorite food? Think about it for a second. Once you know, let me know. Caleb?
Probably in between two. Chicken Alfredo with garlic bread or chicken pot pie with garlic bread, as I said.
Chicken pot pie with garlic bread.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's good.
Interesting. It's a lot of bread.
Yeah, I know.
We'll put chicken Alfredo / pot pie. Those are two very distinct things.
A lot of people don't like pot pie, and I don't know why. Because of how they get started.
Pot pie is.
You don't know?
No.
You're missing out.
You want to explain what a pot pie is, Caleb?
So it's like, it's in this like pan. What?
I could have guessed it. It's literally called a pot pie.
And then you put like chicken in it, and you put like some sauce. I don't know what it's called.
It's almost like a soup, but in a pie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a thick soup in a pie. Is what it is. So it's interesting that you eat that with garlic bread. But-
Yeah, I do. I'm
yeah.
having that tonight. Anyways.
Charlie.
Any sort of like loaded baked potato with any sort of food that can be cooked.
Loaded baked potato? Ugh. I don't
Loaded baked. That actually. How about I love a good loaded like brisket baked potato. Have you ever had like smoked brisket on it or?
Once, and I did not like it.
Oh, you didn't like the brisket on it. Okay, so you think more like cheese and butter and sour cream on it? Is that what you're thinking?
So.
Okay.
Maybe chicken sometimes.
Do you eat the skin of the baked potato or no?
Never.
Okay, so you just eat the inside. Okay. So Charlie's is a loaded baked potato. Casey, Kaden, favorite foods?
Pancit.
Say again.
Pancit.
Can you explain?
It's a Filipino food my mom makes. It's really good. It's like noodles with vegetables.
Okay. How do you spell it?
Pansit.
Okay, so noodles and vegetables. Gotcha. Dan?
Orange chicken and rice.
Nice, classic. That's my go-to order at Panda Express. Is that your go-to? Do you get the plate with the double order of orange chicken, or do you just get the bowl?
I think I get the bowl.
Just the bowl. I always get if I go to Panda Express, I always get fried rice and a double order of orange chicken. It's my go-to. You got another one, Charlie?
Yellow pack is.
Yep, in the back there, or in the basket. Thank you. And then Kenley, you got a favorite meal, favorite food?
Fried rice and orange chicken.
And ranch dressing. Did you say ranch dressing? No, sorry, say it again.
Orange chicken.
Orange chicken. Okay, so you got Kenley is very can't go wrong with a good thing, right? Can't go wrong with a good thing. So then, follow-up question: favorite meals, right? You have your favorite foods. What happens when you get hungry? What happens, Charlie?
I eat.
Okay, so you eat, you go into your pantry maybe, you grab something to eat. I'm thinking more about, let's say you're after school, you already had a snack, and you're getting ready for dinner. What do you often do when you're getting hungry? Caleb?
I usually distract myself by like playing football or something.
Okay, so you distract yourself. Does anybody ask their parents what's for dinner?
I do that.
Right? Do you nag your parents going, okay, when's dinner?
No, I don't say what's for dinner.
Just what's for dinner?
Yeah. I don't rush them or anything.
Alright, so like when we are hungry, do we often go ask for, like, Charlie, you go and just grab some food, or maybe we ask for food, right? So we have to ask somebody, right? Charlie, do you buy your food? Do you buy your snacks?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Mostly not.
Yeah, so, right, so we have to ask our parents
I buy
to go and buy our food. So why do I ask this? The reason we are talking about this is because today we're going over the part of the Lord's Prayer that talks about asking God for our daily bread. So what is meant by daily bread? We're going to answer it. So don't worry, we'll get there. I will ask that question again later. But for now, we're keeping that in mind while we read through Psalm 145, 15, and 16. Psalm 145, 15, and 16. Casey, if you could read that, please.
The eyes of all look to you, and you give them their food at the proper time. You open your hand and satisfy the desires of every living thing.
Thank you. So who is the you being talked about in this passage? Who do you think is the you that the psalmist is writing about? Caleb?
God.
God. Right? God. It's important that we know who the you is referring to. So that second question, what does God do for everyone according to this psalm passage? Charlie?
Satisfy the desires of every living thing.
Satisfies the desires of every living thing. Yes.
Good question.
Yes, Caleb.
Are we doing music today? Because my grandma's not going to be here. She's at the Packer game.
It's a great question. I did not get told whether or not we do or don't, so I would assume there is music. If you guys go down there later for music and there's nobody there, then we're not.
Okay.
Okay? So I'll release you guys at the end of class, and then when you go look, if there's nobody there doing music, then go have fun outside. So back to that question, what does God do for everyone? Right? Satisfies the desires of every living thing. Thank you, Trevor. All right, Philippians 4:19. Caden, if you could read that, please.
My God will meet all your needs.
Caden, what does God promise He will do?
He will meet all your needs.
All our needs. Yeah, God will meet all our needs. So we'll discuss in a second. But Matthew 5:45, Caleb, if you could read that one.
He causes the sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain to the righteous and the unrighteous.
So what does God do according to this passage? Caleb.
He gives good things to the good, and hold on.
Yeah, rethink that. What does the passage say?
That he gives things that are just in the nurture, so he's like, I don't know how to think the words.
He causes, what does the sun rise every morning just for believers?
No,
Does it rain only on believing farmers' crops?
no,
Right? So God still causes the world to go around for everyone. Right? So the first one, what does God do? He causes the sun to rise. He causes rain to fall. And then that second question, who is it done for? It's done for both believers and unbelievers. God doesn't stop the world for unbelievers. So then, answering that question that we started with, what is meant by daily bread? Charlie.
The bread of life.
The bread of life? Is that what we're talking about here? After the passages we just read? Are we talking about Jesus, the bread of life? Are we talking about a different type of bread? What are we talking about, Kayla?
It's a different kind of it, like a holy bread.
Is it a holy bread? Kaden, did you have a thought?
It's like, he does stuff to like, I don't want to explain it, like, just like, giving us the things that we need.
Giving up, well said, right? We're literally talking about bread, right? We're talking about our needs, our daily living, right? So what is meant by daily bread? We're talking about God providing for our daily needs. Right? The sun rising in the morning, rain falling, hunger, home, right? That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
So we're going to talk a little bit more about it. What does Jesus teach us about praying for daily bread? Oh, question, Kate? Go ahead. Yep. So what does Jesus teach us about this petition? Romans 8:32. Charlie, if I could have you read that, please, there at the bottom of the page.
He who did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also, along with him, graciously give us all things?
So what did God do for us, according to Romans 8:12? Kenley, what did God do for us?
He gave him up for us.
And who's him?
Jesus.
Right. He gave his own son. Right? So he gave Jesus up for us. So if God gave up his only son for us, then what can we trust God to do?
To protect us.
Yep, that's part of it, yeah, to protect us. What does it say there at the end of that passage? It's a question.
To give us all things.
Right. He will graciously give us all things. Graciously give us all things. Then Psalm 118, verse 1. Kenley, if you could read that on the back of the page once you're done writing.
Give up your thanks to the Lord, for he is good, his love endures forever.
Thank you. God gives us everything we need. What does Psalm 118 tell us we do out of thanks? How do we react after God has given us everything we need? Casey, how do we react? What do we do out of thanks? we give thanks to the Lord, right? Because he has given us everything. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. We give thanks to the Lord. Alright, now I'm going to hand this out. Or no. Yes. So now on page 302 it's in the Catechism. Alright, page 302 in your catechisms. Go ahead and open that up. There's a bunch of passages there. I say read in groups, but since we're pretty low on numbers, go ahead and, if you want to discuss with each other, feel free. But go ahead and read on page 302. You don't have the Matthew passage in there. It just tells you a little bit about it. So here, these little handouts are the Matthew passage for you guys to read. So please read all those passages on 302 as well as the Matthew passage that I just handed out. Read that, all right, and think of this question. What does Jesus teach us about the fourth petition here? Fourth petition being praying for our daily bread. All right, so read 302. What does Jesus teach us about the fourth petition? Who needs more time? Okay, a little bit more time. So on page 302, you read all those passages, hopefully. What does Jesus teach us about the fourth petition here, Caleb?
Every day we ask for our earthly needs.
So every day we ask for our earthly needs. What are our earthly needs, Caleb?
What we wear, our food, and what we drink.
Yeah, right? What we need to live bodily. Good. Something else that Jesus taught us in these passages. Casey?
Don't worry about tomorrow because He will take care of it.
Right? Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about tomorrow. Good. Maybe one other thing, Katie?
Teaching us to ask for bread, like teaching us to ask for daily needs.
Right, so every day we ask for our earthly needs and we do it, right? We are asking just daily needs. Good. I want to pause here. Alright? Let's pause. Are there questions before we get to the discussion questions about what we've talked through so far? Any questions about what are we doing when we pray for our daily bread? Alright. Let's stand up then. We've got some agree or disagree.
Hey.
Alright, agree or disagree? Actually, I'll leave that up for a second. Agree or disagree? So let's all stand up. Remember, if you agree with the statement, you're on this side of the room. If you disagree with this statement, you're on that side of the room. Alright? If you don't know, it's alright to not know, not to have an answer. Alright? But hopefully by the end, you understand. Alright? Agree or disagree? First one. It is okay to worry about where my next meal will come from. It is okay to worry. Agree on this side, disagree on that side. Oh, this might be our first split decision. Oh, okay, it's got some doubts. Alright, good, I like this. Alright, I don't have to play devil's advocate. Kaden, why do you disagree with this?
It says on page 302 that we do not have to worry because God will take care of everything in the future.
Right, so God cares for our daily needs. So why do we need to worry? Thank you. Rebuttal. Something to counteract. Somebody go against what Kaden just said.
It does make a interesting point.
He makes a true point. Okay, so you got something?
God doesn't say that we have to worry.
God doesn't explain.
Like, He doesn't say we have to worry, but we can worry, but we shouldn't.
Alright, so you're saying we can't. Would there be a word you would use besides worry, maybe? Neutral. So what I would probably be on Caden's side on this one, simply because of the word worry. What does worry mean? What does it mean when we're worried about something?
That you think something bad's about to happen.
Something bad's about to happen, something you're unexpected about, you're not certain in the outcome, right? So you're worried. And what God, right, Caden says, do not be worried or anxious about anything. But what does that not mean? Well, let's go to the next discussion question. Agree or disagree? I should not plan ahead for anything because I know God will take care of me. Agree? Disagree. I should not plan ahead for anything because I know God will take care of me. give you a minute to think about it. Should not plan ahead for anything because I know God will take care of me. Oh. All right, Caden, I'm going to come right back to you because it would seem that last point you said it's wrong to worry about where our next meal is coming from. But now you're saying I can plan ahead?
Wait, what?
So this is the agree side. I should not plan ahead for anything. That's the I should plan ahead for something.
Oh! I want to do it.
Okay? So Caden, I'm coming back to you because you said it's not okay to worry about where my next meal is from. Why is it okay to plan ahead?
Because like it's okay to plan ahead because you're not like it doesn't say anything about worrying about something. So like
Do you want Caleb to jump in?
Like, God didn't say anything about like, oh, you have to be doing this, and this, and this every day. But like He says that sometimes like God like praying and stuff. Or like for earthly, like you plan like, oh, at 3:15 I'm gonna do this. Oh, at 4:15 I'm gonna do this. Like planning your day ahead, which I think is like different from that. So yeah.
Okay. Casey, do you want to jump in here? No? Okay. Well, here, let me ask this follow-up question then. Is putting in place plans worrying about something?
Sometimes it depends what the problem is.
Well, here's where we're going to get to the definition of worry again. Is worrying, being anxious about something, worrying, is that having trust in anything? When you worry, are you trusting in anything? No, right. What are plans? Why do you put in plans in place?
To keep things organized.
Keep things organized, be prepared, right? So if we have when there's a tornado coming, do you as a family have a plan of what you're going to do if a tornado touches down near you?
No.
No? Okay. Well, right? And why do you have in place that plan to
to be safe.
to be safe, to be prepared, right? It's not because you don't trust God to watch over you. At the same time, God has given us brains, has given us our thoughts, has given us things to put in place, plans, right? To be able to. Now, God could take those plans and He could say, no, this is what I'm going to do instead, right? But while it's not okay to worry about what God is going to provide for us every day, right?
Yeah.
It's okay to put in plans. Mom and Dad probably go shopping once a week or every 2 weeks for food, right? They plan out meals, you plan out your lunches for school, right? That's not wrong to do.
Yeah.
Am I making clear the distinction?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you all understand?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So is that a three?
So the first one is disagree. The second one is also disagree. Alright? If you want to write down a little notes, you can. Because there will be questions on the Moodle quiz based off of those. Alright, lastly, agree or disagree. I'm only praying for food when I ask God to give me daily bread. Disagree that side, agree this side. You're only praying for food.
I'm neutral.
You're neutral. Alright? Somebody convinced Caleb not to be neutral. Caleb.
Oh.
So it says, when we're learning about what is the bread, it's like what is meant by daily bread. It satisfies desires of every little thing that you need, like not just food, clothing, and everything you need.
Right, so when we define daily bread, Alright, we're not just talking about food. We're not just talking about literal bread. We're talking about our, what did you say, Caleb? Earthly needs. Alright, well done. Alright, go ahead and have a seat. The key point of the lesson was in the fourth petition, we were asking our Heavenly Father to provide our bodily needs day by day. Alright, so I want to introduce something new. Well, before I introduce something new, are there any questions? Any thoughts from those agree or disagree that you want to discuss a little bit more? Okay. So before I'm going to introduce something new.
I think I know what it is.
I don't know if you do. We'll see. Every week from here on out, now that we've gotten to know each other a little bit, we're talking about God when we're going through this class and what He teaches us in His Word. I want to give you guys an opportunity every week to ask me questions.
Ooh,
So it doesn't have to be about what we're talking about in Catechism today. So it doesn't have to be about daily bread. It could be about why we wear the white albs up front. My vicar and I, or my pastor and I, wear the white albs up front. Why do we wear the white robes? Or it could be about why do we talk about baptism? Why do we say the creeds in church? It could also be about other questions you have about the Bible. Anything. The only thing I ask is that it's God related, all right, church related. So if you ask me why did the Titans lose last week, I mean I can tell you why. It's because Will Levis lost a fumble. But
yeah, he did. That was the stupidest play you could ever do.
But we're not going to stick. I wanted to stick around questions about God or church. Okay?
Okay.
But I want to introduce this because I want this class not to just be, we're going through the worksheet every week. But I also want to talk about what you guys have questions about God.